Honey, where are you going?
Beaver? Damn.
Again? Just where are you going? Where are you going? You're not going to the bar again, are you?
Hey, everybody, we're back. Welcome to Guys of the Bar Talking Sports. Thanks for joining us for another week looking at beavers and dams and maybe even some college football, apparently. Am I too loud? See, this is our first show.
A little distorted.
A little bit.
Well, this is our first show back. Oh, I need to come back from the microphone a little bit then. Is that better?
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
much better.
All right, so this is our first show back since, like, what was it? Well, you haven't been here since, like, January over there, Rebel. Yeah. But I think it's, like, a couple of us went through, like, about mid-February or so, and then I think we did a March Madness show. So if we're a little bit rusty, you know what? We're always a little bit rusty, so I don't think that's anything new.
We might be better.
As long as we're not a trombone, we're good.
A what? Do you have another? Is this another dumb joke? See, there was a beaver dam joke earlier, and now you got something else going on. All right, no trombones. Okay.
They had some gummies out there before they came inside.
I don't know what's going on, man. I really don't, but I know for a fact there's no gummies in either of these two. I know that for a fact. So this is the Guys About Talking Sports. We talk sports. We're going to be talking college football today. This is going to be your SEC preview. Would that be what it's called? An SEC preview show?
Yep.
Okay, because I was trying to figure it out, and I'm like, preview or is it a review? But it's not a review because that would be like reviewing.
Right.
So we're previewing the SEC.
This is Mountain Mama's favorite conference.
Yeah, I don't even like.
I just think it's funny we're leading off the third best conference in college football.
Oh, here we freaking
Right. I know.
I mean, clearly it's not the best
I'm
in college
kidding.
football now because the last two seasons it
Yeah,
was
they haven't won
Michigan and
national-
Ohio State. It's been a while.
Yeah, Big Ten's got two national champions in a row.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just a
They
matter.
still suck. Sorry.
Yeah, and the SEC didn't even make it into the national championship game last year.
Right.
Ohio State and Notre Dame, man.
Well, that's what happens when you pin your hopes on Texas. So
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
So we're jumping into the SEC this week and seeing a little bit about each of the teams. We'll start from the bottom and work our way up to the top. And we don't even know who's the number one team. We don't know who's the last team, but we have a general guess if you look at the Vegas odds, right? So that's kind of what I looked at.
I think we all know who the last team is.
Well, it's not who it always is.
That ain't
Not
Vanderbilt.
It's
yeah.
Mississippi State.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
we
yeah.
all agree on that.
State.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. We're going to talk about some of the coaches and who's on the hot seat, and we're going to talk about a few other things as well. But you know what? That's what I want to kind of start the show off after we do some introductions. Is we'll ask about what's the hottest seat in the SEC right now. So, but you know what? Introductions first because it's been a long time since we've done this show. I don't even remember y'all's nicknames that we use, but you know, I think we got Chopper over there. How's it going, Chopper?
What is going on?
The SEC Homer. This is your favorite show of the year, huh?
I know.
All we're going to do is talk SEC the whole
This
time.
might be the only one I come to.
He is thrilled. Maybe so, yeah. And then we got the Rebel over there. How's it going, man?
Another day in paradise, baby.
Yeah. And we have our host of the show. Well, I'm the host. That's me. I'm Ray. But
You're the MC, not the host.
I'm the
tonight.
MC. Okay, MC. But we have the host because somebody let us come to their house to do the show.
I finally got a home game.
You
Yeah.
finally got a home game, and I'm proud to say that I might even give you a real nickname, and that's going to be not Mountain Mama, not Mama Jamma,
Not Mountain Patch Kid.
not Mountain Patch Kid. I don't know, man. Okay, we're going to go with
Yeah, let's just move on.
Not inbred.
No,
West Virginia.
not that part of West Virginia.
No, I mean, that's mean to say about the West Virginians, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
What's wrong with you?
Sorry.
That's totally not
You know
politically
what?
correct to
Hey,
say that.
I got a name for him.
It's offensive.
I got a name for him.
What is it?
Denver.
That is no.
Let's call
That
him
makes
Denver.
John
no
Denver.
sense.
John
We'll
Denver.
just call
John
him
Country
Denver.
Road.
No, just call him Denver.
Ooh, I like Country Road.
You called him that once last year.
Country Road.
He's
Big,
like, I'll take it.
big country. That's what, big country.
Hey, there we go.
Big country.
Bryant Reeves.
Big
Yeah.
country. baby.
Oklahoma State. No, yeah, Oklahoma State, right? Know who you played for? Basketball? Big country?
Yes.
Yeah. Vancouver Grizzly?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna just stick with big country.
Whatever.
You're not even country though. That's gonna suit you. He drives a Ford Edge.
It's still, hey, American made.
American made, baby. That's right. All right. Country Mama Jama. There we go. All right. So, hey, SEC, man, we got some coaches that have been in the hot seat in the past. Some that hot seat was really hot at the beginning of the season last year, but kind of like, cooled off for them a little bit. And then we got some coaches that, it's time to put up or shut up, right? And who is the coach that probably has the hottest seat in the SEC this season? And it is not Billy Napier, FYI.
I think his.
Although his is pretty hot.
No.
His is lukewarm.
I think his is fluid.
Right.
That he comes out the gate strong, that's fine. You let him come out and lose 3 or 4 games out of the first 4 or 5.
Well, they're not going to lose the first 2.
Well, you said you weren't going to lose to Georgia Southern either, and that happened.
Yeah.
I agree with.
So I think his is very fluid. The 2 that come to mind to me are 2 that shouldn't be because they've not been given enough time with their programs that don't put up with a lack of success, and that's Alabama and Auburn.
Yeah.
I mean, Auburn's coach been there, 2 years?
Hugh Freeze, I'm telling you.
Just Hugh Freeze.
He's fluid as well, too. If we come out.
I mean, the only thing that's going to save him is that big buyout.
Napier, then.
That's the only thing that saves him. But right. Alabama's not going to put up much more of that either.
But you think Kalen DeBoer is.
I think if he don't get it right in year 2, he's got next year and that's it.
Yep.
Because he went to the national championship with Washington in year 2. And I know it's 2 different things, but still, I think he goes 9-4, 8-5 this year. Next year, if he don't go 11-0, 12-0, 13-0, he's gone. That's what I think.
And I think the biggest reason is because this is where I think Alabama messed up. They didn't go get a similar type coach.
Right.
This guy came in and basically turned how they do their business on its ear. And those old school heads down in Tuscaloosa, they want power football, good defense, attitude, bulldoze you over, and that's it. They don't want to see you spread it out 5 wide and trying to finesse it down the field. That's not who they've ever been. Right. So if you're going to come in and make that dramatic of a push a different direction, you better have some early success. And it's sad, though, because, I mean, most of these teams in this conference, you go 8-4, make the playoffs, they're thrilled every year. Let South Carolina make the playoffs for the next 3 years, 8-4, and losing the first round. They'll sign Shane Beamer to an extension.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just a difference of mentality. And, I mean, quite frankly, he's not in the conversation this year. Y'all are going to laugh. Kirby Smart better get his kind of act back in the right direction this year.
Kirby Smart, like my man Chopper once said about Nick Saban, like he can fire the fans at this point.
He can unless all of a sudden, because again, you saw them take a step back 2 years ago. They took a further step back this year just because they didn't have any quarterback play.
Right.
And now they've got another quarterback that looks like a 45-year-old man that's a shoe salesman. So the point being is Georgia's not going to, after having the success they've had, they're not going to be satisfied with 8-4 every year. They're not.
He's got the same it reminds me of Dabo a little bit.
Yeah.
That same thing. Like, at one thought we thought Dabo could run for governor of North Carolina or mayor of Clemson. I feel like he gets a lot of shit now because they're not what they were 3 or 4 years ago. And Kirby Smart seems to be towing that line a little bit. He is. I mean,
but
he's going to have a lot of naysayers.
So he's not on the hot seat. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying,
loud.
Yeah, you'll hear the drums get a little louder if they have the type of season they had last year, and for no reason. That's unreasonable fans. Yeah, unreasonable fans. Yeah. And everybody has that. When your fan base has a ton of success, I mean, Clemson's the same way. They were dog crap. They bought a national championship back in '81. Then they bring in Mr. Rub and Tug, and he won them one. And so now they get that little bit of success. They make the playoffs, and the problem he's facing this year, Dabo, I know we're SEC is they have hyped him up so much this year, and that team he has up there this year, and Cade Klubnik's going to win the Heisman Trophy and all this crap.
Yep.
I mean, again, we're talking not ACC tonight, but he's in that kind of same boat as we're talking about with.
Right.
But that's what happened to Kirby last year.
Kirby.
They were supposed to be unbeatable last year, and that wasn't the case. I mean,
yeah, but that's not even close to a hot seat.
No, not at all.
Because he's still recruiting number 1, number 2, number 3 recruiting classes every single year. If you lack recruiting, if you lack the system in place, that's what's going to happen to get you fired.
Well,
and
that's why I think
Sam Pittman over in Arkansas is still building the program a little bit.
I think Stoops doesn't make it the year.
Stoops is the guy that I think has the hottest seat in the SEC right now, besides Brent Venables over in Oklahoma. Like that, this is his year to put up or shut up as well.
He's kind of in the same boat with Hugh Freeze.
Right. They can go either way.
But if they were smart, they would take a playbook from your boys in Florida. Y'all have heard me say since he got there, Napier's a good coach. And you're like, they aren't doing it. And they gave him one more year because people thought he was going to run him out of town.
Right.
And he ended the year as good as they've ended. And now he's got a hell of a team coming back. So
But that
give it
schedule.
time. Oh, that schedule's brutal.
Yeah, we're going to get into the specifics on teams soon. If you listen to Mark Stoops talk at the SEC, did anyone listen to his speeches?
I heard some of the things he
Like,
said. Yeah.
he just blaming the world basically about the performance of this team and its recruiting, and we're losing players left and right, and the people aren't paying we don't have the right money in play. Like just blaming the world rather than taking ownership, right?
There was a lot of hype around Kentucky last year. When South Carolina smacked them in that second game, it went downhill for them. But they almost beat Georgia last year.
Should have beaten Georgia.
Should have been. Yeah, should have.
What was everything he was saying true?
No, I don't know the program good enough to know.
Yeah.
I mean, I just know there was a lot of hype around them last year.
Right,
They failed.
right.
It's probably true,
Yeah.
but then again, that's not what your athletic director wants to hear.
Absolutely not.
That's not what your fans want to hear. We're
Especially
gonna have a bad season this year because we can't recruit.
No.
No,
absolutely not.
That's how you get fired, and then they bring in somebody that's going to replace you. That's going to recruit.
Especially at a basketball school. You cannot be back complaining about money for football at a basketball school.
Yeah, exactly. So,
But I agree with Stoops, Freeze, and my other one. And this, Brian Kelly has got to have some kind of heat under his seat down there in LSU, right? Come on.
And how long is Lebo going to stay at Mississippi State?
I don't even know who. I'll be honest with you. I don't know.
Jeff Lebo?
He's a basketball coach.
Jeff Lebo?
no, yeah.
no, the Mississippi State head.
No, Mississippi State. So they what the heck's his name?
Jeff Lebo was a Tar Heel. He's a basketball coach now.
Jeff Levy.
Jeff Levy.
Levy.
Yeah, but he was only there
Lebo
last season.
No, this is his third.
No, this will be his second year.
This will be his second season. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, and they did.
Yeah, because they had the interim coach when what's his name passed away abruptly.
Yeah.
And then they did
Leach.
And then did they keep him?
I thought he was the interim coach.
Yeah, he was. They kept him for the next year.
But I think
that was last year.
yeah, that was last year.
That was last year.
that was last year. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were 2-10 last season. They got to win 4 or 5 games, of course, which I don't think they're going to do.
Right, Mississippi State's going to put up.
I mean, they lost to Toledo by 27 points last year at home. So
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody like Kentucky gets rid of Mark Stoops, I mean, Mississippi State's going to suck someone.
I really kind of thought. I mean, Jeff Mullen. If Jeff Mullen would have just waited one more year, he might have got to go back there.
Dan Mullen.
I'm sorry, Dan Mullen. Yes. If Dan Mullen wouldn't have jumped on the UNLV job, I would be willing to bet if Levy had a bad season that they might have brought him back.
Right.
I don't know that, but he won. He won there. I know that.
So we have some. We already figured out who the hot seats are. Then, right? We do have some upper tier teams like Texas, Georgia, Alabama. Are any of those 3 teams going to disappoint us this year, though?
Which one did you say? Texas, Georgia, Alabama?
Yeah, those are. We would all agree that those are the upper tier teams in the SEC right now. The upper-est tier, right?
I think they go 3 for 3 dog shit.
What do you mean?
All 3 of them are going to disappoint.
Oh, you think so?
100%. 2 of them will probably make the playoffs, and they'll underperform just like they did last year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. I hope Arch Manning is what everybody says he is, just because I like the Manning family, but I have seen nothing to think that he can carry the expectations of Texas. And again, you're playing in the SEC. Their schedule is not easy either. I mean, again, unless he's just really grown over the offseason and they've put some weapons around him, and more specifically, they better put an offensive line in to protect him. Because, I mean, that's what happened to Ewers last year. He was getting killed back there. He was running for his life at the back end of the season because of the injuries. Yeah. So I think Texas may stumble in. I think Georgia I don't think Alabama does much better than they did last year. And Georgia's going to depend on that quarterback that nobody knows anything about. So, again, I could see all 3 of them underperforming.
So let's dig into Texas then really fast, okay? We do have probably the highest expectations for a quarterback going into their first season as a starter that I've ever seen, in all honesty.
I don't know why.
mean, say that again?
I don't know why.
Yeah, so Arch Manning, he has not started a game yet. He's played some snaps in some key games here and there. He started a couple
He
of
started,
games.
UTSA and...
Nobody of any
ULM.
consequence.
Nobody at consequence.
He
There we
had
go,
big.
yeah.
It was University of Louisiana Monroe and UTSA.
Yeah, Quinn Ewers has been the the quarterback there for the last 3 seasons, and then Arch management's been patiently waiting, and everyone's like, why the hell didn't he leave? But he's been patiently waiting. And
$5, $6, $7 million a year to sit and pencil push. That's why.
And it sounds good, but there is the highest expectations I've ever seen for a quarterback for his first season. And Texas, they're going in with a quarterback that hasn't started that many games, right? That being said, they have the team built around him. They have the offensive line that's there to protect them. Those are a lot of veteran guys that are there. They have the running backs. They have the receivers. They're just the reload type team like Georgia was a couple of years ago, right?
They have talent.
Yeah, they're getting 5-star recruits. They're bringing in the right players. But man, Arch Manning, that's a lot on his shoulders.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, and he's going to have a target on his back every single game, right?
Every single game.
Every single game.
He
right?
just last year. I know he's a freshman last year, but they're anointing him as the next greatest thing. He looked like a deer in headlights when he saw Georgia last year, and they needed him in that Georgia game, and he failed miserably.
Yep.
Yeah, they bring Quinn Ewers back in.
Yeah, at the end of the year, as Rebel said, I mean, there was times that Ewers shouldn't have played, and they didn't trust him enough to put him in the game. And Ewers was drafted in the 6th round. You couldn't get him in over a 6th round quarterback. I mean, I got a lot of questions. I mean, I don't know.
What you saw with Manning was, you talk about a quarterback's internal clock. They tell you 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But balls better be gone. With you watched with Manning, he looked like Uncle Manning did at Tennessee. 1, 2, happy feet, and Uncle would throw it away. Arch just take off running. He looked like he was running the Wildcat half the time. And you're not going to be able to get away with that in the SEC all year long. That's not going to be successful. You'll get killed. So you better find a way to be a little bit of a pocket passer. So and recognize coverages and get the ball going and trust your receivers to throw it to a spot, not to the receiver. That's the other thing. If you noticed last year, he threw behind a lot of receivers because you've got to throw it to a spot and trust that receiver is going to run the route that you think he's going to run. You can't throw it to him because he's gone by the time the ball gets there.
Yeah, I want to say he came in for 2 snaps in the SEC championship game, and both passes were behind. The receiver had to reach behind him. It was way off. Yeah.
The one thing about Arch is that he does have the ability to run the ball better than Quinn Ewers, so it does open up a little bit, little bit for their offense than what they've had in the past. Quinn Ewers more of a more for throwing, relatively accurate most of the time, but not good under pressure. That was a challenge with him, but they still made it to the playoffs 2 seasons in a row under Ewers.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, is this a team that can make it to the playoffs? It's really hard to tell for a team that is coming in with a starter that's unproven. What they're going to do. Yeah. Even if you have the talent around them, if you can't score, if you're passing behind your receivers all the time and so forth, Yeah,
I know I sit here and make jokes about the SEC. They're the best conference. They're the deepest conference. We're just going to have to get used with this new playoff system and all. We're going to have to get used to a 2-loss SEC champion team that can still win the national championship.
You know what sucks about this?
You know what I mean? And that's 5 years ago. That's underachieving.
There's not going to be any choice. Right?
Yeah, I was underachieving 5 years. You lost 2 games. You're no good anymore. Nick Saban lost 2 games. They were like, "What is going on?"
Right.
I think we're going to see. I think every one of them will have at least maybe 2 losses going into the playoff.
No, I agree with that.
Week 1, they play Ohio State
at Columbus.
Yeah,
I have a bad feeling that I don't know much about Ohio State, to be honest with you.
I said that game's going to go one of 2 ways. It's Arch Manning's going to get broke off early and is going to ruin his season because of how they're going to get decimated, or he's going to have a coming out party, and they are going to. It's not going to be a close game. Somebody's getting bulldozed one way or the other, and my money, unfortunately, is on Ohio State. So,
I'm with you.
Because again, I like the Manning family. I want him having success. But God, that's a hell of a way to put your foot in the water.
Yeah.
And Ohio State still has the best wide receiver in
they still got
in college football.
They still got. They just reloaded. I mean, and it's a home. It's a home, so I mean,
yeah. And Ohio State, I mean, we're not talking about Big Ten, but they're just a reload type team as well.
Yeah. There's the SEC and Ohio State. That seems to be the college football world.
So week 3 and 4, week 2, 3, and 4, they're just playing some conference layups. I think it's going to be like Mississippi State and Kentucky and so forth. Week 6, they're playing at Florida. It's going to be a night game. It's probably going to be a 7 p.m. game. I'll be there. And
they're getting Florida off a bye.
And they're getting Florida off of a bye, yeah. So it should be a really good game. Last year, Florida got smoked by Texas out in Texas, but the final half, Florida did dominate 23-0. But then again, they were already up by 41 points.
Lagway didn't play in that game either, did he?
Graham Mertz was playing at the time.
Okay.
I think he got injured the next game after that. Yeah,
I mean, it was part.
I could be wrong. But yeah, so Florida should be a test for them, and then you have Oklahoma week 7. It just depends on how Oklahoma is going to be this year, right? But then you got Kentucky, Mississippi State. This is a schedule
I
right
have
here. Listen.
no reason to think Oklahoma is going to be worth a crap this year.
Okay, well, we're going to get to them. So we got Oklahoma, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Vandy. So this is a team that's playing Kentucky, Mississippi State, Vandy, and Arkansas are 4 of their, 6 or 7 in conference games.
Yeah, but if you look, I mean, another tough thing about Texas' schedule, they don't play a home game until they play their last home game September 20th. They don't go home again until November 1st.
But they're playing
the entire
during that time. They're playing Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, Arkansas, and Oklahoma and Kentucky.
Their October schedule is at Florida, Oklahoma, at Kentucky. I mean, but you're still away from the road for 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's true. That burns you up,
especially when you start that off with Florida and Oklahoma. I mean, I know Oklahoma might be dog poop, but that rivalry seems the underdog sometimes nips the favorite. Sometimes,
It'll be the best game out Oklahoma plays all year.
They have reason to. I mean, that's like their championship, maybe. You know.
I wonder if you look at what the strength of schedule is. I think that Texas probably has one of the weakest schedules in the conference, just based upon what I'm seeing there. So you can expect them to be a team that can be in the SEC championship just based upon that.
It's ranked 16th in the country. That's what Phil Steele ranks it as. I mean, 16th hardest.
Really?
Well, I mean, there's
no way that Phil Steele's right on that.
Well, they got Texas A&M, they got Georgia, they got Florida, they got Ohio State. That's 4 tough games.
Yeah, Georgia.
Not everybody has 4.
Texas A&M, that's a tough game.
Texas A&M's going to be competitive.
Florida could be a tough game, or it might not be.
They play Georgia.
Depends upon how they come out. I mean, I hope that they're really good, and I hope that they destroy them.
Yeah.
I'll be out
along those lines.
A long time.
Along those lines, do you ever remember the SEC football having this much uncertainty?
No,
coming out?
No,
you really don't know what you're going to get.
And I hate that. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a Nick Saban effect. I mean, it was always guaranteed Alabama was going to be the lead of the pack.
And you can't guarantee that this year. You can't guarantee Texas is going to be that. Texas is. I mean, by all accounts, Vegas has an odds saying they're going to be the number 1 team in the country.
You all might not agree with this, but it feels like, again, SEC is better, but it feels like the Big Ten and the SEC has flipped roles, where the Big Ten has 2 or 3 dominant and everybody else.
Right.
The SEC now has like 9 or 10 teams, like the Big Ten used to have. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Even, I mean,
9 or 10 mediocre teams, right?
Well, no, I don't think that. I think, I mean, I don't know. I give SEC the hard time, but you take the top 10 SEC teams and they'd win the conference championships in Big 12, ACC, Sun Belt, Conference USA, AAC.
Right.
They win it. I mean, Big 10 would be the only one you'd question. That's it.
Yep.
So let's get on to Georgia. Georgia, for, you could say 4 or 5 seasons straight, they just had the most dominant defense in the country, right? Mm-hmm. Last season, we kind of saw some cracks in it. Not really the team that they had been in the past. This year, they're still recruiting heavily. They're still recruiting top, 3 in the country every single year. But they're not the team that's just reloading like they had in the past on defense. And on offense, they've never had like the showboat quarterback, in my opinion. They've always had a good enough quarterback that can score enough points to win a game while their defense keeps them in, right? That's kind of Kirby Smart's kind of MO.
They always had a game manager. He's not going to turn the ball over. He's not going to fumble the ball. He's going to make good decisions. And then you lean on your defense to keep the other team out of the end zone. And then you went to Beck, who's come in there like a playboy, thinking that they should roll out the red carpet for him. And he'd play one game, look really good, and for the next 3, look like he ought to be playing.
Because he was shooting dope the entire time afterwards.
Maybe.
I mean, he had a good game or something.
He was taking pictures of his girlfriend.
Maybe that too. Who now he don't have.
Now he's
anymore.
got plenty of coke down in Miami for him to hang out with, I guess. But
that's the thing. Is the thing with Georgia is going to be like this. If you go back and look during the Nick Saban Alabama years, they won a couple. And then they had a couple years where they had a great season, but they didn't win it all. They didn't play for it all. They kind of had that 1 or 2 years. Everybody's like, "Oh, is the dynasty over?" And then Nick Saban found a way to pull out another one, right, or at least go play for it. That's where I feel like Georgia is right now. They're having that 1 or 2 kind of lull for them, which is usually people go party their asses off if you do that anywhere else. How is this going to turn? Because I'll tell you, if they continue this kind of trend to where now, if say 2 years from now, they're 7-5, 8-4. Athens ain't gonna put up with that. They've been spoiled,
Yeah.
So it's just I'm interested to see, does he make the bounce back the way his mentor did.
And Gunnar Stockton, what we saw from him at the end of the season last season, completely confident. Like that guy, confident on the field, plays well, can run the ball. I mean, just
he's tough.
A multi-purpose quarterback, right?
He's a tough kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, tough.
I
I
think
think he's a kid.
He's the backup, though, right?
No, he's going to be their
He's
starter.
the starter?
Yeah.
Okay, I got
So
you.
last year, Carson Beck was a starter,
Yeah.
but Carson jumped ship
Yeah.
like in December, and then he had to go through the playoffs with them. No, wait.
He never dressed for the playoffs. He didn't transfer until after the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember Gunnar Stockton came
played
into
in
a
the
few of the
playoffs.
games.
Yeah, because he dislocated his shoulder in the SEC championship game. Gunnar Stockton had to play,
And he had to play. That's right. Yeah.
That's why Notre Dame
Sorry.
beat him.
Yeah.
I still stick to my guns. I know we're going back in time, but real quick, I still think that Notre Dame would have beat them with Carson Beck.
Yeah.
Because Georgia was playing their worst ball at the end of the year.
What I saw from Gunnar Stockton at the end of the season, I was impressed with him, and I think that the little bit that you did see, it might have just been because there was pure adrenaline going in, like, oh my God, I got to play. Let me get out there and do it,
Yeah.
And the
Put
team
together
rallied
the-
around him. But I think that going into the season, like, it's still an unknown. You don't know what Georgia's going to do, and a quarterback's an important place, an important part of the team, obviously. But with Kirby's idea of doing, strong defenses, everyone's saying that they're going to have a hell of a defense this year. What is your little magazine over there saying?
It's not my magazine. It's Phil Steele's magazine. He says the defense.
We are sponsored by Steel. We're not
Yeah.
sponsored by Phil Steele.
They have 6 returning starters.
Yeah. So that's half the starters coming back.
Over half, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they do kind of start out with a preseason schedule. I mean, they're playing a Marshall team that we all know what happened to them in the bowl game last year with everybody quitting. It's like you got a mosh posh of that's a brand. That game might be 80-0. And then they play Austin P, another preseason game, and then they roll into Tennessee, which is really early, I feel like, to play Tennessee for them. But they get 2 games to really get their shit together before they move on.
Then they got Alabama.
Yeah, they got Tennessee, Alabama, Kentucky, Auburn, Mississippi, Florida, Mississippi State, Texas, Charlotte, Georgia Tech. That's a tough schedule. There's some tough ones on there.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with Rebel. They could go 8-4 easy. Yeah. They could,
No.
Or they could win them all.
or they could go 14-0. Yeah,
It's tough to see where they're going to be at, man. I mean, every single year since we've been doing this show for the last 6 years now, right? We start predicting stuff, and by mid-season, it's like it's all blowing up, So I hate being a predictor of anything, but I mean they're showing number 2 in the SEC going into the season.
but there's also the NIL factor. You just don't know what you're going to get.
Don't know what you're gonna.
It's
don't know what you're looking at.
Yep. LSU.
Who?
LSU.
Who?
so.
Brian Kelly has a lot riding on this season. We all kind of explained that earlier, right?
I think it does.
Preseason number 3 for the SEC is what they're saying. They've been good every season under Brian Kelly. They just haven't been great.
It's like everywhere else he's been, except for, was it Cincinnati where he had his best success?
Yeah.
They're solid, but they come
he
up.
had success at Notre Dame,
They didn't win anything
but
of
they
any
stayed
consequence.
relevant the entire time.
Because it's Notre Dame, not because of him.
Right.
So my thing is, he's going to do what he did at Notre Dame, and they'll stay in the hunt, and they'll be on the outside looking in, and they'll be, lose 3 games, but 3 games ain't good enough, and that's how it's going to play. I mean, you keep it up, and next year he does what he did last year. You might go Tigers down there again. Just go back to the glory days. You know what I'm saying? So. Again, no, I think he's got a lot going just because, again, this is an SEC fan base. They don't put up with that stuff very long. It's because they always think the grass is greener. They're always somebody better, and you let some big-name coach come available that they really want, they'll run him out of down there for 8-4. They'll run him out down there.
Yeah, he was his first year 10-4, second year 10-3, last year 9-4.
But who are some of those big names that?
I don't know. I haven't given that much thought.
Yeah.
He's got. There's 2 guys, and you mentioned one of them earlier, in Kane Klubnik. Everyone thinks Garrett Nussmeier can win the Heisman Trophy. He's supposedly got the best quarterback they had since since Jalen Daniels, I guess, which wasn't that long ago. Maybe since Joe Burrow. Let's play that, okay?
Yeah, kid ain't that good.
But Garrett,
Well, I know, but I mean, that's what they're talking about. Like that's what he is.
But Garrett Nussmeier put up 4,052 yards last season.
Yeah.
29 touchdowns.
I think he broke Jaden Daniels' yards. I think,
No,
didn't he?
Jaden Daniels had like 4,600.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
But he's a good quarterback, and before you guys got here, Mountain Mama Jam over here and I were talking about that. He says he just doesn't think that Garrett Nussmeier is the guy that they say he's going to be.
He's this year's Jackson Dart.
But you have 4,000 yards in a season is a solid season.
I don't care.
Here's the thing: statistics don't win championships.
Yep.
Look at Jackson Dart, great example.
Yep.
My thing is, in a close game against Alabama, 4th and long, can he hit the guy across the middle and get him in field goal range to win a game?
Can his coach call the right play?
That's a different conversation, but it's not a bad one. It really is. I mean, Brian Kelly, I just don't think is the man in the SEC that can get it done. I think he freezes up as much as they blame that quarterback for freezing up, or his running backs, or his receivers, or anybody else. He just doesn't scheme teams well. He just makes bad play calls.
He's even said that during press conferences. Like, I made a mistake.
The best thing he could do.
He also throws his players under the bus in press conference.
The best thing he could do would be hire an OC and step away from the play calling.
Absolutely.
If he would do that, they would have more success, but he just can't help himself.
Yep.
I think Garrett Nussmeier has the potential to be, definitely, number one as a choice for the Heisman race for sure.
I mean,
just based upon statistics last season, and you're coming into the season with probably the right players around you. LSU has the number one not NIL, sorry, the number one class for transfers, number one transfer class in the SEC. So they've brought the right people around them too, I'm sure.
Well, they got 8 returning starters on defense and offense, but last year Nussmeier threw a game.
That's right. They do have they have the most returning starters of any team as well.
But I mean, again,
they were 9-4 last year, so 10-2 then.
Yeah. So Nussmeier, he threw an interception that cost him the game against USC Trojans in the first game. He threw. We all here know it was the game-ending interception in South Carolina, but the refs bailed him out of that one. Right. He choked against Mississippi. Choked against Alabama. Wasn't even in that game hardly. Florida, he didn't show up against Florida. You guys beat him by 11 points last year. I mean, I just feel like if this guy is supposed to be the next Joe Burrow, not me saying this, the next Joe Burrow, you can't lose games like. I mean,
right?
Didn't Joe Burrow leave Ohio State and play at LSU? His one season he played.
He played 2 seasons at LSU.
Yeah. Okay,
his second season, it's and in the bowl game against UCF, he got the crap knocked out of him, and somebody said that's the hit that changed Joe Burrow's life because he never lost after that. I mean, he didn't.
He got pissed.
He turned into a different guy.
If I'd make better decisions and get the ball quicker, I don't get my head knocked off.
I mean, that changed his life, I think, for the good.
What's going to be interesting is week 1 when the Tigers play the Tigers in Death Valley. Which Death Valley? The one up in South Carolina, up in Clemson, right?
The wannabe LSU team.
Yeah. So
who was called Death Valley first?
Oh, everything was there. It's from the reason they're purple and orange is because LSU sent them uniforms because their coach went up there and they washed them and it bled and it turned their purple and yellow into purple and orange, and that's why that became Clemson's colors.
Are you kidding me?
No, go look it up. I'm not making this up.
Really?
I think you're full of shit.
Go look it up.
Okay.
So that's
the coach went there. They didn't have uniforms. He went back down to LSU to get uniforms. Yeah. And so they gave him some old uniforms, and when they washed them, they bled, and they didn't want the same color. So now here it is, orange and purple.
And he called it Death Valley when he got up there?
Yep. Same concept.
Okay. Well, I mean, I always known both as Death Valley, but yeah.
That being said, I mean, everyone's saying Clemson is going to be a stud team this season.
I think Clemson will be better.
But people are saying that LSU is going to be a stud team this season as well. So both teams playing each other, that'll be an interesting game to watch.
Hey, look, Brian Kelly has lost his opener.
What, 4 years in a row?
He's lost 5 straight openers.
Yeah.
Not 2. The last 2.
Terrible planning.
The last 2 at Notre Dame and his last 3 here.
Remind me, is that game at Clemson or is it?
It's at Clemson.
Yeah.
Is it? What's the game time?
That's a loss. That's an L.
It's not in here, but I think it's a 7:30.
But it doesn't. Look.
Yeah.
7:30 at Clemson, 7:30 at LSU. They play at 7:30 LSU. That's the god awfulest environment you could ever have to go into.
Yeah.
Right, but still, I like Clemson.
I do too. I do like Clemson in this
So,
game.
okay, LSU has a loss right off the bat.
Right,
Boom. There you
right.
go.
I mean, it's two teams with the most returning starters in the country
Right.
for both. I mean, which is interesting, But
They get to play Louisiana Tech week 2, then week 3 they're playing Florida. Florida beat them last year, and they're playing in LSU this year, though, and most likely Florida's going to have a nice little L on that. I mean, it just depends on where those guys' heads are at if they lose their first game, right?
it's 7:30 in Clemson. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they got Ole Miss. They got South Carolina. They got Vandy. They got Texas A&M, Alabama week 11, and then Arkansas week 12.
And at Oklahoma in the last.
Then they got Western Kentucky, and then at Oklahoma.
I mean, I'm sorry. Clemson, Florida, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Texas A&M, Alabama. That is six
Tough schedule.
toss-ups in my book. And
Yeah.
Oklahoma, depending on what they turn out to be, maybe we'll all be surprised. That could be 7 toss-ups. You know what I mean?
And we're going to get to Vandy. I mean, they could put an upset or two.
I don't think they're sneaking up on anybody this year.
You don't think they're sneaking up on anybody? Oh, well, we'll talk about them in a little bit.
Not saying they're going to be bad. I'm just saying they're not going to pull an Alabama like they did last year.
Yeah, but their quarterback, man, has that grit, dude.
He does.
Like-
Yeah, but you know what to expect. Just like you're going to know what to expect in Indiana this year. Vanderbilt and Indiana are going to be very similar.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
You
Indiana's
know
going to take a
what
little more
expect.
serious. They're going to take him a little more seriously.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not going to sneak up on anybody.
Yep. Alabama, year 2 for Kalen DeBoer. Ty Simpson, Austin Mack, Keelan Russell battling for the QB position right now. I don't think that they've declared a starter yet.
I don't think so either.
That's interesting at Alabama that there's nobody that's declared the starter yet. This is a team that, I mean, the expectations are going to be high for them going into this season. Everyone's saying that. DeBoer has to put up or shut up. You guys said, I don't think he's on the hot seat yet, but this is going to
He's
determine.
definitely on the hot seat.
This is going to determine.
They're lighting the lighter. Just the question
every
is,
Alabama coach that is on the, you're automatically on the hot seat.
So you think
Absolutely. Like Bill Curry, right? He won every game that season in '89, lost to Auburn and got fired.
Let
Like his first
them
season. You're always
miss.
on the hot seat.
Let them miss the playoffs
Oh yeah.
again?
again. And
because nobody cares about
yeah,
Outback Bowl.
yeah. I mean, they'll put together what they need to get rid of him.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
They will do it. Trust me. I mean, with the
So they're rolling up the paper, getting that
Oh, yeah.
fire ready to go.
Yeah,
They haven't started. Do you think they've started putting the lighter fluid onto that wood yet? or
Yeah, I
what?
just think in November that's when they'll throw the match on it.
November.
Yeah, because the next year he'll be a dead duck. I mean,
Wow.
or they
Right.
could get rid of him as early as this year if it's real bad.
right.
I just don't see them
If he
getting.
jumps in by November and has 3 losses going into November,
Although he was
I mean,
he was handed that is true. This guy was handed one of the best teams in the country last year.
Yeah.
And it's not like Saban got fired. Saban retired. Everyone was still there. They managed to keep a lot of those kids around. Most of them stayed around.
Yeah. I mean-
and then Kalen DeBoer comes in, and there's
He had Jalen Milroe.
It's
who-
not like he has to build a team. So it might be true that after 2 seasons, they're like, you know what? Get the hell out of here.
It's not that we around this table feel that way. We're talking about how the Alabama fans feel that way. The
Right,
boosters feel that
right.
way. I
I
mean,
don't
this.
necessarily agree with this.
No.
but we just, I've seen it. You know.
I mean,
and know
here's the thing. Everybody says it's not real plausible. Go back and look. If you go back and I'm trying to get down here to make sure I get this right. Is if you go back and look, you had Saban. Before then, you had Joe Kynes. Was there 1 year.
Oh, is that when?
Then you have Shula. Was there 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Mike Price 1 year.
Well, Mike
Okay.
Price got fired because he was doing bad things. But,
Then it's Francone 2 years.
and add this
I forgot about him being there.
That's what I'm saying.
Francione.
oh, they're
add-
willing. Yeah.
Mike DeBose 2 years.
Add this factor in. Imagine this. Highly unlikely right now, but Auburn's doing well, and Alabama's got 3.
Yeah, right.
And
That's also another
factor. They get really mad at that too.
My point
Right.
being is, if you're not winning, they give you about 3 years.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you're gone.
I mean, Gene Stallings won a national championship, and they canned his ass. It didn't take long after that.
6. He was there 6 years, 90 to 96.
I mean, I guess you do have the precedent set of we're not going to let you hang around too long before you're out of here. That's true.
Gus Malzahn. I mean, the guy got him the national championship. Canned his ass. Oh, Gene Chizik. He was gone a year after they won the national championship.
Year after.
In Auburn. I mean, it don't take long, man. It don't take long.
So
once you set those expectations high like that, it's almost the worst thing you can do.
I mean, Ed Orgeron. I mean, the guy was the king of Louisiana, and 2 years later, gone.
I'll put it to you like this: between Bear Bryant and
Gene Stallings.
No, between Bear Bryant and Nick Saban, 8 coaches. Doesn't feel that way. So what I'm saying is, I'll give you about 3. Get your ass gone.
Yeah.
So their schedule's a little bit tough, man. It starts off pretty easy. Week 1, 2, and 3. You got out of conference games. You got FSI, Louisiana Monroe, and then you got Wisconsin.
FSI. Who the hell is FSI?
I have no idea. But it's at
They play at Florida State.
Florida State, okay, FSU. I don't know why
That's
it's
the first
FSI.
game of the season they play.
Okay, they're playing at Florida State. But that's a layup. I mean,
Florida State Institute.
Speaking of Gus Malzahn.
Oh, that's right. He's the coordinator there.
Yeah.
how did I get FSI? Anyway, that's my notes.
That's my office supplier.
Yeah, right.
Maybe it's Fox Sports 1.
Yeah. But then finally, week 5, they have a tough game against Georgia. That's going to be determined. But at least they get to practice a couple times ahead of time, right? Then they got Vanderbilt. They lost to them last year.
I mean, let's not hold on now. That Florida State game might be tricky. It might be.
Why do you say that?
They won 2 damn games last year.
I know, but I'm just.
They're not going to be the same.
They're not going to be that
That's
bad.
not going to be that bad. Yeah,
they ain't going to be
They're
good.
not going to be the same.
Well, okay. I mean, hey, I'm not saying I don't think it's. I think that game will be harder than the Wisconsin game.
And you don't think Gus Malzahn's going to get up to play Alabama?
Well,
yeah, Gus Malzahn's there as their.
How many coaches have beaten Alabama?
Hey,
yeah.
Gus
at
Malzahn's
last
beaten
check,
Alabama
at last check,
a bunch of times.
Malzahn ain't throwing the football. He ain't catching the football. He ain't running the football.
Name coaches that have had Alabama's number more than Gus
I'll just
Malzahn
say
has.
that I think Florida State will be a tougher game than Wisconsin will be.
Florida State's putting their money where their mouth is by getting the right people in there, but they're not going to go from 2 and 10.
Oh, I'm not saying that Alabama's not losing that game. I just don't think that's going to be.
Okay.
You're saying it's a preseason. No, I wouldn't say that. But Wisconsin. I mean, I don't know about Wisconsin.
That game's in Tallahassee, right?
Yeah. Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, Auburn, all pretty tough games.
Oh, yeah, no, they run the gauntlet, and that's what I'm saying. That's the other thing he's got against him, and he don't have any cakewalk here.
Yeah.
And the South Carolina game's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
South Carolina's going to beat their ass here this year.
You think
And it's
so?
at South Carolina. Yeah.
If Sellers is healthy,
in Columbia.
they should have won. They had them by the balls last year and turned them loose down in Tuscaloosa.
I've never seen a team try not to win as much as South Carolina in that last 4 or 5.
If you're not at that tailgate, you better be at that freaking tailgate afterwards.
I've already told my in-laws they got to come down to take the kids to whatever the hell it is they got to do.
Yeah. Because if Carolina does win, it's going to be insane.
That is a 4. I mean, it's at Missouri, Tennessee, at South Carolina, LSU. That's 4. You don't get a breather there. I mean, I know Missouri might not be as good as they were last year, but still.
You're right, but Missouri is always one with Captain Dink and Dunk down there that you just never know. They put it together for a game and push you.
Yep.
Preseason number 5 is Florida in the SEC. Billy Napier saved his job last season.
East.
You got a starter that won 6 of the 6 games that 6 of the 6 games that he started in. DJ Lagley won last season.
In my opinion, I know you don't. He would never won, but he was my coach of the year last year. The way that shitstorm started last year.
No, I mean they were talking about October firing him October 1st. And then
you had Miami players walking up to Florida recruits, telling them don't go here. Don't. I mean it was humiliating.
Humiliating.
And then they end on it. I mean he did a wonderful job.
He did.
Yeah. So Billy Napier saved that job last season. DJ Lagway pretty much saved his job. Saved Billy Napier's job as well.
True.
A lot of things went wrong in the beginning of the season. DJ Lagway comes out, does really well. I mean, numbers-wise, not so much, but the confidence that was built around that player.
Just win, baby.
Just win. Exactly. And there's a lot of, I mean, in the Gator Nation, I follow a lot of that stuff, and there's a lot of confidence in it. And I remember talking to a lot of you guys last year. I had no confidence in Florida going into the season last year. Like, I was like, I'll be happy if we won 3 games, man.
Well, you had a tough first 3 games, if I remember right.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Well,
First
yeah, he
three
did.
games
Last season, yeah.
Yeah.
He had Miami and Texas A&M the first 3
Right,
weeks.
right. Maybe BYU.
No, Samford.
Samford.
But then the back end of your schedule was a gauntlet, and you actually, you had Georgia beat. Lagway got hurt. You played Texas the next week with a Yale quarterback, and you got killed. After that, you beat LSU, Mississippi, and Florida State.
Yeah.
And then you won your bowl game. You really ended the fact is you ended Mississippi's bid to be in the playoffs last year, which made my heart smile.
Yeah. And this season there is a gauntlet coming up as well. It's the hardest schedule in the country. First of all, you got to play LSU. At LSU, you got to play at Miami. You got to play
Texas
versus Texas in the Swamp. You still got to play at Texas A&M. Mississippi State should be pretty easy, but then you got Georgia,
homecoming,
Ole Miss, Tennessee, and then FSU. But FSU should be, not too tough.
Well, we'll get there in a second, but I mean, does really Ole Miss pose that much of a threat this year?
Yeah, they're coming up as well, right?
I don't know.
So
I mean, you have a new quarterback there too.
Yep.
So you have no idea. They may be dog shit.
I mean, as loaded as they were last year, they didn't. If they can't be, if they're not as good as they were last year. Let's put it that
Right,
way.
yeah.
right.
So
Florida is going to be stacked around the receiver position. You have Eugene Wilson and Dallas Wilson coming out. Dallas Wilson's the number 5 player in the country.
He's Phil Steele's ranked him 5th of the top freshmen coming in.
Yes, 5th of the top freshmen coming in. Super quick. Eugene Wilson was out last season. Didn't get to play, but the season before that, he was putting up a number of yards as well. So I think that from the wide receiver position, DJ Lagway can throw the ball like 99 yards or something. It's gonna be ridiculous.
I just hated to see Trevor Etienne, Travis. Which one? Trevor. He transferred to Georgia. I kind of hated to see him leave, but I guess the money was better.
Didn't do anything at Georgia either, so it doesn't matter. Number 6 team for the SEC is going to be, believe it or not, South Carolina.
The Gamecocks.
Yeah,
I think they're too low.
right? Yeah. So, go on, dude. 9-3 last season. Like, I don't think anybody that's a Carolina fan would have thought that in the beginning of the season,
Well,
especially coming out. Who did they play the first game of the season and they almost lost?
ODU, Old Dominion.
Yeah.
Old Dominion?
He was one of the worst teams in the country last year.
Yeah, and after that game, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be a bad season, bro."
And if you want to really put the nuts to it, 9-3. If not for some of and I've been watching football a long time, the worst officiating I'd ever seen. They beat LSU and they're in the playoffs.
No, they were 10-2. Yeah.
LSU, they had them beat, and you call back what's it, 2 returns because of a bullshit foul in the back end?
I mean, how close were they to being 11-1? They had Alabama done.
Oh, that's fair, too.
And the LSU call, they were so close to being 11. The only game that they got their ass kicked, and deservedly so, was the Ole Miss game.
Yeah, they didn't show up for that game.
No. They got down, let's see, hold on. They got down 17-0. The final score was 27-3. So they held on the last 3. The first quarter was just a disaster.
Oh, they got down 14-0, and then I think scored a field goal and then tried an onside kick.
Yeah.
And that
Well, and it didn't help that I think if I'm mistaken, Beamer went for it on 4th and 1 on their side of the field and then tried to fake a punt and then had a kick block or something. It was just a disaster of disasters. It was awful.
Has there ever been a better chance for them to make a run?
South Carolina?
Well,
this
y'all
year?
would know more than me.
Think about
This season?
this year. Think about who they have. Think about all the, the parity in the SEC, and think about
This season's going to be
everybody.
different,
I
though.
mean,
Their defense
they
worries me.
really could sneak up on. people.
Well, they're not sneaking up on anybody this year. That's the thing.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Their defense, they lost so many players on their defense. How many returners? You just said they had like one returning starter.
No,
to
they
their
have
defense.
one returning every game starter. They have 5 technically starters returning.
Okay.
But they
yeah.
sent 5 to the NFL.
Yeah. So on the defense, this is not the same team that they had last year. No. On offense, I mean, Rocket Sanders is not going to be there. How do you fill those shoes? That's tough to do. And then Lenore Sellers, great quarterback, probably potentially to be one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC.
right.
And he's a great leader, strong. He could run the ball like nobody's business. He could throw the ball, but it's hard to replace somebody like Rocket Sanders. And that guy put up a lot of yards last season. Like he put up a lot of that was 50% of the offense.
It's going to depend on young players if they step up and play. And this has been their problem for the last 3, even back when Rattler was playing. They've got to protect him. And, I mean, even last year they didn't protect Sellers. I mean, a lot of what his stats were was him being creative because he was running for his damn life, right?
For his life, yep.
So the problem is at some point a good DC is going to figure that out, and they're going to figure a way to keep you in that pocket, and he's going to get killed if they don't find a way to block. Their offensive line is what's going to determine their season this year.
Yeah, there's a lot of difference between this team and this year and last year.
Something else that, again, I love Sellers. I think it's cool that he's a South Carolina kid and everything. He's got to stop putting the ball on the ground. He dropped. He had a lot of fumbles last year.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. He recovered probably. It felt like every game he put one on the ground. It's like, God, dude.
But in the same breath, I think a lot of that had to do with the fact he
was running for his life.
He was running, and he didn't expect to be running. You expect to stand back there, scramble around a little bit, and throw the ball. So
you say that the one game that I look at, who has a defensive mind that can do it to him is Oklahoma. If they really want to get after him, Venables can do it. He got after Milroe last year. They could not do nothing in that game.
They couldn't, but yet South Carolina ripped them to shreds last year. Now, granted, the guy threw 2 pick sixes, which helped them on the way.
I was going to say, everything that happened to South Carolina against Ole Miss happened to Oklahoma against us.
That's fair, too.
It was a disaster for them.
So realistically speaking, how do you think they finish?
So they got Virginia Tech first game of the season. Yeah. Most likely they're going to win that,
That's
right?
in Atlanta.
Yeah. They should win that one.
And then you got SC State, South Carolina State. You got Vandy, should win that. Mizzou
at Missouri.
Who knows? But
the
most
Battle
likely
of Columbia is going to Missouri is actually one of those places hard to play. I don't care how good, bad they should still win the game.
That's a revenge game. That was a revenge game. What happened last year?
So let's say we're 4-0 going to Kentucky. You should beat Kentucky. But then you got at LSU. That's a loss. Possibly.
Depending on if it's one of those 8 o'clock, 8:30 night games.
We'll say a loss for the sake of the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. Oklahoma, they should win that game.
Win.
But then you got Alabama.
They win.
They can win, but
no, I think they win. I think they come out of that game after what they gave away last year and just get after their ass from the time they drop the ball.
This place will be so jacked to the ceiling. I think they
so
win.
now you still have a 1-loss team then going into Ole Miss and Texas A&M.
Okay, so you're at 9-1 right there.
So now you got Coastal Carolina and then Clemson. And Clemson's going to be a tough game this year.
9-3.
It's down here. That place will be insane.
Yeah.
But what you want to tell what sucks about that Clemson game? Why they've done this? They've already announced it's a noon kick.
Yeah.
So you feel like they could have a 9-3 season still?
No, I think they could go 11-1.
You think they go 11-1? Okay.
The Texas A&M game could be a. They're coming off a bye.
Honestly, realistically, if I was going to be put my money where my mouth is, they go 10-2. Because South Carolina, every year, even in their best years they've ever had, they find a way to shit the bed. So, for example, the last unranked team that beat Alabama was South Carolina here. And, was it Garcia went like 22 for 24 throwing the ball. The very next week, I think, they went to Kentucky and blew a 14-point lead in Lexington and lost. So
they drop like an A&M or something.
Yeah, so I could. And the thing is this: what helps them this year is the playoff system. They can afford to have that 1 week where they don't come out and play. Get two losses last year got you in the SEC. So I think they go 10-2, maybe 9-3. Clemson's going to be a fun game. I still think they find a way to win down here because I just think that I think Beamer's a better coach than Dabo. I just think he finds a way better. And so I think they go 10-2 and make the playoffs, and then let's have some fun, boys. It's like once you get in the playoffs, just season's over with. Let's go have some fun.
Yeah, Notre Dame proved that. Just get in. Just get in.
And all right. That's rose-colored glasses looking at that, but the potential's there for sure.
Let's say they're good enough to do that. That's what they should be able to do. What really happens? Well,
Yeah, who knows,
like this
right?
again, I've always said we have a lot. WVU fans and South Carolina fans have a lot in common because it feels like you get up for something and you get let down somehow.
Just remember, this defense was one of the best. They were like top 2 or 3 in the country last year.
Yeah.
Versus this year, they lost so much talent that people are going to score them no problem. Most likely.
I don't think their defense was that good last year.
Their defense was top 3 in the country last year.
Yeah, it was really good.
Their defensive ends were, but their secondary was
no overall though for yards allowed.
You had Kennard who went crazy, but if they were given time to throw the ball, that back end could give up some points.
Yeah,
LSU scored 36 on them, and Missouri scored 30 on them. The rest of them were. It was low scores on them.
Because it's just getting after them up front. So, so they got their look, both sides of the line is going to dictate what happens.
Right. In this day and age, when you lose those players, they're by people in the NIL that want to play and want to start now. Right?
But
So there's good players coming in replacing.
There are, but
right,
think about
and they could be better.
But think about trying to replace Rocket Sanders on the offense, but then on the defense, you're still trying to find somebody that can. Five guys went to the NFL from this defense. That is unusual for a defense from USC.
Right.
So to replace 5 NFL players is going to be very tough to do. I guarantee you that this is a team that is, it's going to be a mid-range defense this year, and that's going to affect the team.
But we were talking earlier. I remember having this conversation. I think it was you, Rebel, that said it. That you were high on South Carolina last year, but you said the problem is their defense is not going to be any good, and it felt like their defense was very, very good. They went above expectations, and maybe it's a Beamer thing. Maybe it's his coaches. Maybe this team's going to come out there and just continue to produce on defense. They've got the offense to do it,
but they're not just a reload kind of team. Like that's like
we don't
trying
know.
to find the play. Yeah, but they never have been.
Historically speaking, yes, but in this day and age, you don't know what.
How deep's your pocketbook? What it depends.
Right.
Can't use history anymore because it's a different game now.
Yeah, totally different.
Yeah, luckily we have a lot of Carolina fans that listen to our show because we're here in town.
Well,
so
I think this
we've gone
goes
a
back
little while on that.
I think along the lines we're talking about. I digress for a second. That's what you're seeing with Georgia. That's what you're seeing with Alabama. That's what you're seeing with LSU. Is they've been paying players for years under the table, and now it's all out there, and everybody can start slinging some money around. And so now you've seen they haven't become mediocre. The field kind of got leveled a little bit because now everybody can say, let's go find us some donors. Let's go buy some boys. And here we are.
Why am I going to sit behind this guy at Georgia when I can go start at South Carolina?
The only people that's going to go sit is Arch Manning because he's making $5-6 million a year to sit there and push pencil.
And, Arch has money. His
like
family needed money.
Yeah.
The last 3 of the 4 years, Lane Kiffin's team had 10 wins, right? Down in Ole Miss. Jackson Dart has led that team for the last 4 seasons, I think it was. So he's going to be missed at that team for sure. Lane Kiffin has to figure out who is going to be his starter. I think they said Austin Simmons will be the starter.
Sophomore, yeah.
Yeah,
that's projected. This magazine got produced like 2 weeks ago, so we haven't got to camp yet. So, but he's the projected starter.
Yeah, and that being said, Jackson Dart, a lot of y'all did not like him or whatever, but the dude put up yards.
No, the guy can play, and he might be a good NFL player too. It just
he went first round, right?
I think so.
Yeah, he went first round.
The hype around him was, because of him, Mississippi can win the national championship, and that's not the case. That was not the case.
Lane Kiffin's teams have been like a guy that's about to break out. And just hasn't done it.
Kiffin can coach offense; it cannot take that away from him.
Yeah,
but I just don't feel like his teams are ever tough.
Yes.
Not tough. You know what I mean?
I did not put down Ole Miss's schedule from here on out since
I've got it. It's
to
be honest with you, they start out they should be 4-0 by the time they play LSU, and then it gets really difficult after that.
It does. Okay.
Yeah, they got LSU, Georgia, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Florida.
Yeah, tough team.
With the Citadel wedged in there.
Ooh, that's going to be a tough one, too. Yeah, so Ole Miss, they're not going to be the team that they've been in the past, but they're still going to be, 8 or 9 wins, I guarantee it.
You just don't know.
You just don't know.
You just don't know. You just don't know what that quarterback can or can't. He could all of a sudden surprise everybody and do
Sellers
and do what Dart couldn't get done.
Yeah.
He could, or he could come out and they'd be bad and win 4 or 5 games because he's that bad.
Yeah. He could be Sellers. He could be the guy that comes out and blows you away. I know people in North Carolina. People in South Carolina were excited about Sellers last year, but outside of South Carolina, did anybody see Sellers coming? I don't know.
He originally committed to Syracuse.
I know.
That ought to tell you. Nobody saw that coming.
Right. Everyone here kind of knew him, but everyone outside of that was like, "Oh, this guy with glasses." That's kind of how they referred to him originally. Maybe Simmons is that guy.
Moving quickly down this list because we're kind of at the bottom. Not the bottom. We're at 8, but Texas.
But look how deep. Really. You haven't talked about Tennessee yet, have you?
No, I'm getting there.
That's what I'm saying. This is a deep conference.
Yeah. So Texas A&M, Mike Elko going into his 2nd season. He needs to make his mark this season, but a lot of people are saying that this is a team that of the mid-tier teams is going to be the one that breaks out and does some damage to some players or to some other teams. It's hard to tell though, man. 8-5 can be good for them. Who knows? Thoughts, man? Anyone?
I like the coach.
I don't trust anything they do.
Yeah.
That's true. They've
Are you talking about the king of underperforming? I mean, they had the biggest payroll ever and lost to App State first game of the year. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, Marcel Reed is a returning quarterback. He did not play that well
And
last
better
year.
yet, outside of College Station, who cares?
Yeah.
Tell me, who cares? How many Texas A&M fans you know?
I've met zero in
See?
my life. I think.
Yeah.
That's my point.
It feels like they're a fan base that thinks they're bigger than they are.
No, so this is a team that had a coach that was making $100,000
Yeah.
over, what was it, 10 years or something like that?
Yeah, and he's finished 5-7.
Yeah, they spent so much money to get rid of him, and they were having relatively decent seasons most of the time under. But then again, like, this is a team that is trying to be I said this a long time ago, actually. This is a team that expects national championships, but they've never had one.
Nope.
This is a team that expects SEC championships, but they've never had one. This is a team that expects championships.
They never had Big 12.
They've never even had those.
They never had Big 12 championships.
Yeah, no shit.
The only championship they ever won was when they were in the old Southwest Conference.
Yeah.
Which was really the Texas Conference plus Arkansas.
And I listened to
That was the Cotton Bowl every year for them.
and you think about the fans with the high expectations they have for a team that's never done anything. Florida fans, we're allowed to have expectations. We have 3 national championships.
Yeah.
Auburn fans are allowed to have high expectations.
Yeah.
You know, Alabama fans specifically better have high expectations.
The last time I remember them doing anything, if I'm not mistaken, it was one year that Texas was running the table and they played Texas A&M in the Big 12 championship game, and Texas A&M beat them in the Big 12 championship game, like upset them, and it ruined Texas's, to go play for a national championship. I think it was Ricky Williams' years.
Oh, probably.
And outside of that, I don't remember them doing nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I remember them going to the Big 12 championship a couple times, and of course they ended up running to Nebraska and get the shit beat out of them. I mean, yeah, I just again, I remember them as a kid in the Southwest Conference. They dominated that, which was all Texas teams plus Arkansas, and they would go to the Cotton Bowl. That was their reward.
That's right.
I'm a West Virginia fan, so who am I to say anything? But I mean, they have done nothing. We have played for more national championships than they have.
Yeah, they are very inconsistent, but I would say this: they're a team that you don't necessarily want to play.
No, you don't want. It's hard to go down there and play
You don't know what to expect out of them.
unless you're Appalachian State. It's hard to go down there and play.
Go down there and run 85 plays, you win the ball game.
Oklahoma, Brett Venables has the hottest seat in the SEC right now, in my opinion. They can stand out, but you guys were saying earlier, and I tend to agree, like, this is a team that doesn't seem like they know what they're – this is a team that doesn't seem like they know who they are.
They don't have an identity.
They don't have an identity. There you go. They need to figure out a mission statement, like, we're going to be all fucking defense because that's what our coach is, and we're going to hold people to – 10 points a game, so all we got to do is score 11.
And it's kind of like the same thing that you saw down in Alabama. He followed a coach that was opening up the playbook with Baker Mayfield and White and all them, where they were scoring 50, 60 points a game. Mm-hmm. So why do you bring in a defensive specialist that, and when he's in his form, they're winning 17-3, 14-0. But the problem is he went down there and didn't even build a defense. Again, he's kind of, I'm halfway over here doing this, halfway over here doing that. And like I said, they don't have an identity to know really who they are right now. And Oklahoma's another football fan base that, he'll be back up in Clemson in 3 years.
So I was wrong. I said earlier he's in his second year. He's in his fourth year this year.
Oh, yeah. Venables needs to figure it out quick.
Yeah.
This is it.
Now, he was 6-7, 10-3, 6-7.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's –
Oh, yeah.
and then, Oklahoma fans, they fit into the SEC with that expectation. They don't like that shit.
Yep.
No.
They brought in a quarterback from Washington State, John Mateer.
Now, he is good. He's
Yeah.
better than that. Unfortunately, the guy transferred to you all, Jackson Arnold.
Jackson Arnold.
Yeah, maybe he'll do better. Maybe he'll do better with that there than he was there. But
Gosh, I hope so.
Yeah.
boy, he was not good. He was not good there.
So let's spend some time on our favorite 5-year. I mean, he must be 5 by now, right?
Yeah, he's kindergarten now.
Yeah. Kindergartner. All right, so we got the Tennessee Volunteers, right? Although I hear he's a Florida fan now, or
Dude,
Carolina fan or something?
He's gone. Come to a baseball game, got his picture with a real live Big Sur Spur, and now he's Go Cox.
Go Cox. All right, there you go. So anyway, Landon the Legend is now a Carolina fan. I'm sure his parents are proud. But I'm sure his parents are thrilled that he's a Carolina fan, but he was a Tennessee fan at one point.
Yeah.
You know, Joey Aguilar. Sorry,
Joey Aguilar.
You know I can't read, right?
I've been dying to ask you about this.
Yeah, let's hear, man. What do you think? Is he going to be able to perform well under Josh Heupel's team or under his offense?
Well, they're saying he's not even going to start. The other kid's going to start. I mean,
okay.
But everybody's talking about him coming in because he was going to because him and DJ or Nico Alphabet swapped places out at UCLA because he originally went from App State to UCLA.
Yeah.
And then when they brought Nico out, he saw the writing on the wall and he left. Thing is this, he put up some really good stats at Appalachian when he was surrounded by a good line and good receivers. But hell, anybody can do that.
But at Tennessee, you're going to have a good line and good receivers.
But he's 6'0". You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he's not your prototypical SEC quarterback. He can run around a little bit. He will throw the ball up. That's what his last year at App State, he was like, get under duress, just let me chuck it up and hope for the best. I mean, he had a lot of interceptions his last year up there. So,
but I feel like Josh Heupel's team, like it's a lot of those, 40-yard passes.
He had Bazooka Joe Milton for each season. He could coach anybody if he can.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hope the kid does well, and we'll see. I mean, he's one that you saw, like he came in. He was not the starter the year he went crazy at App State. He was not the starter. We had some guy with an last name Hamburglar or something like that is up at Liberty now, third team up there.
Hamburglar?
His Hamburger or something like that. We always called him the Hamburglar, but because he was terrible. He broke his hand against North Carolina, and that's when Aguilar came in and we scored all them damn points in the back end and damn near, scored 40 points in the fourth quarter between the two teams. So he's a confidence guy. If he comes out early, has some success, gets comfortable, he could surprise a lot of people. If he's out running for his life, and starts throwing the ball up and gets a lot of interceptions early, he won't play very much for them. So, I mean, I hope for the best. He's a good guy. I mean, when he left off the mountain, there wasn't a lot of bitterness about it. They kind of saw the writing on the wall, and we'll see. I mean, I hope he does well. I mean, I'd love to see him take them to the playoffs. I really would.
Jake Merklinger is the guy he's competing with.
Yeah. And from what I first heard when he signed there, they were like, that guy's slated to start, not Aguilar. But, I mean, Aguilar's a hard worker. If there's anybody that's going to try to work his way into that role, it'll be him.
Yeah. So coming out of as of right now, coming out of spring, Aguilar, it looks like he's the number one. But again, camp starts next week for everybody, so we'll see.
Yeah. So one team has had a pretty damn strong recruiting classes recently, as well as great transfer portal classes, and that's Hugh Freeze's team over there in Auburn. The thing that I'm worried about with Auburn, though, is this. Your coach is under duress, man. Like, he has cancer.
Right.
God forbid, right?
Right.
You're
He
going
does,
into
he
football
does.
season. They're saying he's going to have surgery in January for that cancer.
Is this the second time he's had this surgery? I know he had surgery up at Liberty, too. Was that cancer related?
I don't know.
Yeah, so
Because he coached the game from his hospital bed.
it's tough to coach it. I guarantee you, like, your mind is like, I need to live, and you have a good team, like by all accounts. Like, this is a team that can be a sleeper in the SEC.
9 starters returning on offense.
Yeah.
It all comes down to Jackson Arnold, in my opinion.
But this is his second year there.
No, first
He was
year.
Oklahoma's quarterback last year.
Oklahoma's
that's right.
quarterback.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's coming in.
Highly touted last year.
5-star.
Didn't do well at all.
5-star didn't do well.
Yeah.
But that could be Oklahoma's. The reason for that could have been Oklahoma.
Well, Oklahoma is not an offensive team. I mean, and as we said, they don't have an identity, and you're coming into a team that definitely does have an identity.
Right. And I was watching an interview the other day. An analyst that was at our practice and said that Hugh Freeze kind of instructed the defense to kind of go easy on him just to build his confidence up a little bit. And this guy, analyst, is a former Auburn player, and he was not happy with that Hugh Freeze was doing that.
Yeah. I mean,
so go easy on him to build his confidence. I don't know that I agree with that.
So your receiver,
Cam Coleman.
He the one that got arrested. Which one got? One of them got arrested.
I hope not.
One of your starters got arrested. I don't know if it was because I know Coleman's like your guy. He's the guy.
Cam Coleman's the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's a stud.
Not so fast, my friend.
Yeah, I don't know about.
I
I
think
don't think it was Cam Coleman.
I think that most likely that did not really happen.
What?
The whole story that this analyst was saying.
Did you see that?
No, I don't think that happens. Like coaches coaches, I mean, if you're playing, like, no pads and so forth when you're practicing, like, and you're not going to hit your quarterback and so forth, like there's things that they do in those situations there. But when you're practicing, like there's certain things you're doing in order. I mean, tell me more about this.
This guy was
Rebel. You've been on a fucking college football team, right? Like there's times where you're not playing at 100% while you're practicing because you're just trying to get the basics down, right?
Or you're just trying to go through the motions and get on with it.
Right.
Yeah.
But to build confidence in your
But I can tell you, never, ever, ever, I'll say it again, ever, never did a coach throttle it back. If anything, he was like, "Oh, you're practicing bad. Put your full pads on. Practice like it's Saturday."
And I'm guarantee you that's how Hugh Freeze is as well. I mean, you don't become a coach in college football at that level.
This guy that was observing is a former Auburn player that was at the practice and saw him do that. Yeah.
I mean, every spring we used to have, like, there was a fight every practice in the spring because that's where you can get your positions is in the spring.
Yeah.
I mean, there was one practice we stopped it early because, I kid you not, there was 40 guys fighting between offensive defense. They were behind the bushes up in the stands. They had to, like, stop everything. So that's the intensity I'm used to. I've never go, "Hey, guys, we're going to take it easy today." I mean, we would be out there in helmets and shoulder pads and still taking people to the ground.
Right.
I mean, so no, I don't have a concept of that.
I mean, you always see pictures of Belichick and Mike Tomlin. When them guys are fighting, they're grinning from ear to ear. They love it.
Oh yeah.
I just don't see that as a credible statement.
Well,
I mean, it could be credible. It's a former Auburn player.
Auburn player.
Yeah,
He just bitter because he didn't get asked to be on the coaching staff.
He's a reputable guy. He's on TV.
Maybe.
Yeah,
That don't mean shit.
I mean, there may be more.
He's a reputable. I'm saying he's a reputable guy on TV.
There may be more to the story.
Because
Be
he's
more
on
to it
TV.
than that. But
there could be more to the story. He might have hurt his wrist or some shit, But like, hey, take it easy.
Right.
But to give him more confidence, like, no, because he's competing against probably two other quarterbacks for that starting position as well. It's like nobody's locked in at this point before the season to be the starting quarterback. There's always someone fighting for that position below you, I'm sure.
Their schedules, I mean, they play at Baylor August 29th, Friday night. They play, then their next away game's at Oklahoma. Then they're at Texas A&M, Georgia, Missouri, at Arkansas, Kentucky, at Vanderbilt, Marshall. I mean,
there's a lot of.
They have a winning record there. They can win. They can win 6,
either
7
way.
games. Yeah,
Maybe. Either way.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I've always liked Auburn. I do. I know I tease you, but I am rooting for you to get out of that basement, man.
There's a lot of analysts that I've heard that say that this is a team that definitely will can exceed expectations. So.
I feel like Hugh Freeze is. I know you said Venables and Rebel had a couple, but I think Hugh Freeze is the guy. If it goes bad this year,
oh
he's gone.
I completely agree with that. And you'll know.
Yeah,
you'll know too. I mean,
it'll get loud.
You'll see it on the sidelines. You'll see it in his.
You heard it right here. Urban Meyer will be coaching the SEC
you'll
again
see
next
it in
year.
his face.
Yeah, I just wonder because now he could openly pay. I mean, I don't know where Urban Meyer falls. Is he like Nick Saban? Like, well, if I can't do it on the table, I don't want to do it anymore, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, who knows? Missouri, Bo Preblua and Sam Horn will be fighting for the QB spot this year. Sam Horn, where did he come from? That name sounds really familiar. Unless there was another Sam Horn out there somewhere. Was he at North Carolina or Wake Forest or something last year? Does it show it in your book?
No, that guy went to Notre Dame, and that was Sam.
So Bo Prabula was the backup quarterback for Penn State last year.
Okay, yep.
He backed up Drew Aller.
Yeah, and then Sam Horn, I don't know where he came from. Then
Sam Horn
just sounds too familiar to me.
Sam Horn was there last year as a backup.
Oh, he was? Okay. So those are the two that are fighting for the QB spot. Dude, Missouri was a good team last year. I mean, they lost to Carolina, which was an over-the-top game, by the way. That was a great, fun game to be at.
It was, but it shouldn't have got that close. If you remember, South Carolina was up by quite a bit.
Yeah, but Missouri, I mean, having no starting quarterback, this is a team that probably is going to have some challenges this season, I would imagine. That's why they're ranked so low on the the SEC list.
I mean, they were 10-3 last year.
Yeah. So we're not going to spend too much more time.
No, I think Dink and Dunk gets them to 500. He gets them to a bowl game. 500.
Yeah, 500.
Drink it.
Probably a little.
Drink.
But Missouri has
Captain
the
Dink and
same.
Dunk.
Missouri has the same schedule they had last season, which they had the easiest schedule in the SEC last season. I assume that they're still playing the same SEC teams, so they may or may not be able to make an impact this year as well.
They'll look like Screenotopia.
Depending upon how the quarterback position plays out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't remember. I just remember they played South Carolina last year. I mean, I don't remember anything much about
They're
it.
returning 7 starters on defense. Is that what it says in your book as
It
well?
says 9.
9.
Now, when he says starters, he's talking about people who started last
Started 8 games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is 7 starters.
7
when I look
full-time
up,
starters,
Full-time
probably.
starters last season, yeah. Which is pretty solid for defense. So they should be fine.
Yeah, because when he had South Carolina's 5, I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I went and checked. Like, only one of those guys started every game last year.
Yeah. Arkansas, they're pretty low on this list too. Taylor Green at quarterback.
I don't know
He
much
played
about
last season there as well. He was a pretty good quarterback to watch.
I like their coach, but I don't know if Sam Pittman's going to last either. I don't know if he's going to last. I mean, I feel like Arkansas probably has high expectations. They're seem like a culture that likes to win. Feels like they're better than 7-6, maybe. I don't know, but
Oh, they still think they're in the Southwest Conference playing for championships.
I guess it probably depends on what games you're winning on that 7.
I mean, Texas is
I mean, if you're winning some, you got a couple of big ones in.
I think they win 5 games, and of one of those or 2 of those games will be teams that they should not have beaten, and they will find a way to lose, like Vandy. I mean, that's just kind of the way
Arkansas
they've been.
Football. Yeah,
they play Notre Dame this year. That's interesting.
Yeah. Okay, we got Vanderbilt. Their quarterback, Diego Pavia. I have confidence in him to at least put an upset up, man.
Well, no, he made the comment that this year they're going to show they're the best team in the state of Tennessee or something like
Yes.
that. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man.
I mean, you beat Alabama at home last year. I mean,
So at SEC Media Days, that dude was cocky. Not cocky. Sorry,
he was cocky.
Confident as
he was cocky.
cocky.
He was cocky.
Confident as shit, man. The way that he was talking, he thought he's like. And most quarterbacks don't talk like this. Like when you're coached by your coach, and you're like, all right, just go out there and say, yeah, we're gonna play our best, and we're gonna go into every single game like it's and we're gonna just play as hard as we can. Like he's like, no, we're here to freaking win every game that we play, and that's how it's gonna be, and we're gonna play hard. And
that's the mentality you have to have at Vanderbilt, right? You can't go in there and be.
Yeah, you're playing for Vanderbilt. Why not? What you got to lose?
You
You
have
got to lose
nothing to lose.
every game. Nobody cares. You go in and win every one. It's like, oh
Right.
man.
But you look at their schedule last year, and they were damn good. I mean, they beat Virginia Tech out of the gate. Okay, I mean, any other year they lose that game, right?
Yeah,
and then
for sure.
they lost by. Okay, it was Georgia State. My bad. They lost to Georgia State by 4 points, which is a shocker.
Yeah.
But then they beat Alabama. They beat Kentucky, and then they played Ball State and win. They lost by 3 points to Texas. They had Texas on the
Yep.
ropes.
Yeah.
And then they beat Auburn. And if I remember, that was a wild ending. And then, of course, South Carolina was the only ass whooping they got last year, 28-7. That was it. The rest of them were, I mean, they were scrappy. They were scrappy.
Which I don't understand. Vanderbilt that school has so much money, and you're in Nashville. Why can you not build a football program there?
I just don't know if the boosters give a shit about football. I mean, there might
They
be
don't
that.
give a shit about sports.
I know.
You have to buy people with that GPA too, right?
Oh, well, that's what they tell you. Go ask
have
Duke,
that.
go grab Duke's basketball team and come back and talk
Well,
to me.
they say that Diego Pavia,
Right.
Diego Pavia is not the. This sounds bad. He's not the Vanderbilt intelligence level is what they say.
He's got the sharpest spoon in the drawer. Is that what you're trying to say?
It's I'm saying this on a nationally syndicated show.
He fits in there, by the way.
It sounds mean to say, but
what was it?
he's not
Quarterback for
Vanderbilt.
BYU. Jim McMahon. He fits in about as well as Jim McMahon did at BYU.
Yeah.
He's not Vanderbilt level brains. Is what they
He's a
say.
brick short.
It sounds so mean, but that's what they say. So I'm just repeating what I've heard. Kentucky, Mark Stoops, man.
They're gonna be awful. They're gonna be awful.
If you listen to him, if you listen to people that talk about Kentucky, if you listen to Kentucky's fans, boy, they are negative on Kentucky. So we're not even going to give him more than about that amount of time on this show.
I guess, all the time I want to give him is, do you think you can win at Kentucky? Can you win football games at Kentucky?
They had a good thing going about 3 or 4 years ago. It seems
yeah.
like to me.
No, okay, you're right. In 2021, they went 10-3.
Yeah. Like,
but it's been downhill ever since.
Thursday night games are tough at Kentucky. They are. Thursday night games are tough. Did they have any Thursday night games?
So are the basketball games against
I don't
Kentucky,
know.
I guess.
No,
That's about it.
The SEC. I don't know. They played Thursday night games. But,
Yeah.
except for Thanksgiving, maybe. I just wonder because in this world of NIL, I mean, we know Kentucky basketball is the most. I mean, they're crazy. I just don't know if Kentucky.
There just ain't enough money to go around, son.
Yeah, I don't know if Kentucky football.
You think that's what it is?
Hey, man,
In Kentucky?
They're
Kentucky and North Carolina
obviously
are
they're
on
a
the same
basketball
path.
team.
I've said this many times. North Carolina could win a football national championship. Kentucky could win a football national championship, and two fans would get around. They'd be like, "Hey, did you see we won a national championship in football?" Yeah, but man, did you see our basketball team? We made the freaking Sweet 16.
But the problem is they don't like being in the Sweet. I want to be in the final.
But what I'm saying is they would be more excited about a Sweet 16 win than a national championship win in
Exactly.
football. I mean, that's just they do it now. Belichick being down there, that's throwing a little, but it's drummed up some interest that otherwise wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. You're right. They're getting money. They're getting out money for him, but we'll see what that turns into. But
worst team in the SEC,
Mississippi State.
Mississippi State. That's the last team we're going to talk about really quickly. Are they going to be better than 10-2 this season?
they'll be 3-9.
Yeah, they're not recruiting. They're like a blip. They're like a barely even on the radar, man.
They're going to beat Alcorn State.
God,
Shit! I don't know if that might be the only win they got.
Really?
How long do they just accept that though? Mississippi.
Yeah, I don't, 'cause they're-
I mean,
They've got some tradition down there.
To me, I feel like
they do.
in my life, I feel like in my
Down there,
lifetime,
right?
they've been better
than Ole Miss.
Ole Miss,
Right.
I mean, when Dan Mullen was there, they were hopping.
I just wonder
exactly
why
right.
they did not bring in a different coach than the interim coach yet. Like, that makes no sense to me at all.
Sentimental.
I think because of Leach. I think Leach almost not told them, promised them. It's like, give him the opportunity. Don't fire him after 1 year. Give him a legit opportunity. If you don't cut him, then get rid of him. But I think this is still hangover from Leach. But it's killing him. It's killing him.
Yeah, it's so crazy
killing
because
But I think the next, mid-tier big name person that's let go ends up there.
I think they would be more inclined to go try to buy a big name and get some excitement. Like what? Look, when Spurrier came here, South Carolina was not much, but because the name was Spurrier here, all of a sudden people flocked here, and all of a sudden overnight they became very competitive within 2 years, and had the best run that South Carolina's ever had.
I mean, shit, y'all. When Lou Holtz came here, the team got better.
That's right.
Not as good as Spurrier, but they got better.
But they got better, but then they got bad. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. So I think that's what they do is they just get with their boosters now and say, look, we're going to go try to get a big name that just that name will attract somebody, but understand we got to have some pocketbook behind it because today the name isn't more important than the checks we're writing. And that's how they got to fix it, because I think they're so far off the rails that if they don't, they're going to be like this for many, many years. And that's unfortunate because, again, they've got a pretty good football history down there.
and they had a good thing going for a while. Like when Leach came in, they started winning some games.
Leach. When did he pass away? 2023.
2023.
Leach's last year they were 9-4.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they're 10-2.
They went to 5-7 and 2-10.
Or 2-10. Sorry.
So before you dip off, let's do it real quick. I know this one thrown out here because we don't have divisions anymore in the SEC. Who's your SEC championship game? Give your two teams. What's your two teams that play for the SEC championship this year?
All right, so this is going to merge with my my new section of the show. It's called State Your Case, okay? That's the new section on the show. Every week, you're going to state your case about an opinion that you have. Like, it could be, for me, Florida's going to beat Texas or something, like going into that week or whatever. And I have to state my case, and then you guys get to criticize me or tell me I'm full of shit, or you can be like, yeah, I agree with that, So state your case on who is going to be in the SEC championship this year, and then who wins. All right.
You'll love this.
Go ahead.
South Carolina plays Florida.
South Carolina plays Florida?
South Carolina plays Florida.
You're so full of shit.
Okay.
That's so your
because
case,
they don't play one another. You got to look at this from the standpoint
no,
of the
they
team
don't
plays
play
one
one another, and that would be I mean, for this Florida fan and for this guy that likes Carolina as well, because I live here, like that would be freaking awesome. That would be great to go watch that in
South
Atlanta.
Carolina, Florida played for the SEC championship.
But it's not going to happen. Florida may play for the SEC championship just because I think that they have the team to do it because they've been building so long. But Carolina lost too much talent last year on defense.
Florida plays South Carolina in the SEC championship
That's not
game.
going to happen, bro.
See, it's one of those things we talked about
Over
earlier.
Georgia,
it wouldn't
over-
surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't think it'll happen, but who the hell knows? We just talked about 10. We went through, before we started getting quicker with the back end, we literally talked about 9 to 10 of those teams like they could actually win the SEC. Did we not say that about 10 of them? 10 of them.
What happened?
And by the way, both South Carolina and Florida were in those conversations. So, I mean, I can't disagree, but I can't agree either. I don't know. I mean, the
I'll give you a $50 bill if they
You'll buy my drinks at MJ's for a few weeks.
You heard it first here, boys.
so who wins, South Carolina or Florida?
I ain't got that far yet. That'd be a hell of a night in Atlanta, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
they don't play each other. So I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying. To pick two teams that play one another during the season makes that a hard argument.
Because the winner gets a bye in the playoff.
Correct.
I mean, I know the conference champions don't get that anymore. You win the SEC championship, you're going to be in the top
100%.
top 4.
Yeah.
no matter what. Yeah.
The reason they did that is so the ACC champion don't get a bye.
or the Big 12 champ or Boise State. I mean,
Boise State.
3 of the 4 buys last year were questionable.
Yeah.
For buys.
Well, Arizona State, Boise State.
Well, Arizona State proved they had a little bit of chops.
Yeah, but
They did, but,
I mean,
and Arizona State did
Bugaboo
too.
or whatever his name ain't there anymore though.
Yeah, Genty.
Scataboo. No, I'm talking about Arizona
Oh
State.
yeah, Arizona State. I mean, yeah, Arizona State, Boise State. Oh shit, who's
SMU.
Georgia had a
no, Penn State played SMU in the first round.
Clemson.
Georgia and
Clemson played Texas in the
No,
first round.
SMU was the ACC champion last year, wasn't
But
it?
they didn't get the bye.
Oregon.
They played at Penn State and had like 5 degrees.
Oregon
that's
had
right.
the bye.
Oregon was
They were undefeated.
all 4 teams had a bye, lost.
Yeah.
Georgia had the bye. Georgia,
Yeah. So anyway, dude, if that happens, man, I will be in heaven, right?
I'll be in Atlanta, I can tell you that.
Yeah, and so will I. Well, you might as well just buy 4 tickets.
Well, no, that's what's crazy thing about the SEC championship game is so the first SEC championship game ever in Atlanta between who?
Yeah, Carolina.
No, who was the first one? Florida and Georgia. So what they do
That's
is...
right. It was outside, too.
What I've heard is they don't recycle those tickets, so they give those guys the first option to rebuy tickets again the next year. So all the Florida and Georgia folks buy them all up, and if they don't go, they start scalping them off. So that place will be so orange and blue if they make the SEC championship game because they're going to hold half the tickets as it is.
Yeah.
It's insane. Okay, so state your case. Who is going to
Well, I mean, obviously, everything about me wants to say, "Oh, it's going to be Georgia, Alabama, or Texas, Alabama." I mean, I'm going to say it's going to be Texas, Alabama.
Texas, Alabama. Okay.
Do they play one another?
Huh?
Do they play one another? Again, you don't have divisions anymore, so you could have another team
Texas
that runs.
plays Alabama, yeah.
That's gonna make that
Sometimes
really
But
hard.
I know, but Texas and Georgia play each other twice. They play each
Yeah.
other in regular season and play each other in the.
But they had to have help for that to happen. You see what I'm saying?
Well, again, it's so damn deep. I mean,
But if each of them are one-loss teams, it's possible.
Yeah.
yeah. No,
You know? And if the only loss to Texas is to Alabama,
Texas
or Texas
and
has
Georgia.
to Alabama,
Come
or
on.
but
whatever.
I wanted to say Texas, South Carolina. That's what I wanted.
Oh,
to say.
that's mine.
Is it?
State your. I just don't see South Carolina making it that far, man. I mean,
Texas,
that is just.
South Carolina. Sorry, I think Texas gets Florida this year again, but South Carolina, I'm telling you, is going to make a run, and I like both of those teams.
And I'm not.
Y'all are so full of shit.
By the way, I'm not out on Florida
South
either.
Carolina.
I'm not out. I like Florida. It could be Florida, Alabama.
I would like it to be Auburn versus Vanderbilt.
All right, so who's yours over there, wise ass?
I think LSU does pretty damn good this season, and
Yep.
so LSU.
That's the one I'm not picking.
Okay, so LSU, Georgia. So I think that I'm not high on Texas at all, right? And Alabama,
It just don't
while
feel
they
right. It
while
just don't
they,
feel right.
well, while they recruit well, I just don't have confidence where they're at with the quarterback right now. There are 3 people trying to vie for the quarterback position, so there's nobody standing out. It's not like they have 3 5-star players sitting there fighting for the position. They have 3 guys that are good fighting for position. There's nobody standing out, so that means that they don't have a exceptional talent sitting there ready to go.
Yeah.
And to me, that just says to me, this is a team that, they might have all the pieces in place, but Alabama's not there. Texas, same thing. I'm just not sure about Manning. I really am not.
Yeah.
And I think that they have all the pieces in place as well elsewhere, but they did lose, 4 of their 5 offensive linemen were not starters last year at Texas. So Manning, if he is good, he might be running for his life. Who knows? So I'm not sure about Texas either. But LSU, they have such a strong returning talent, as well as they did very well in the portal. And then they have probably one of the best quarterbacks in the country coming back to play. LSU is going to be in the SEC championship almost certainly. And then my second team, who did I say? Georgia. I don't know, man.
I just feel like
I think Florida won't be in it just because they have the gauntlet at the end of the season. All through the whole season, actually, the gauntlet. I mean, they have the hardest schedule in the country. So
you don't think we're going to get a Florida basketball, football national champion thing going like we did
again?
Like we did back in 06?
06, 07, 08? Yeah. That would be amazing. That would be great. And that would be heaven for a Florida fan. But
have you ever seen anybody try to homer for his team and he sit there and spit in your face over it before? I mean, come on, man. I'm like Aaron Rodgers on yeah.
Dude, so LSU is going to be legit this season. I guarantee it. And you know what? Fuck it. Florida. LSU, Florida. But LSU has to play Florida.
So it don't mean nothing. It only means something if the rest of everybody else just beats each other, like what happened last year.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. If you lose, you're going to have some help.
I mean, if Texas A&M had beaten Texas in the last game, Texas A&M would have went to the SEC championship game last year.
Yeah.
That's how screwed up it was. I mean, actually, South Carolina was still in it if a couple of other things would have happened. It didn't happen. So that's why I say, to me, if Texas gets in, they fall back into it.
Yeah, Texas is not going to be in, man.
No, what I loved is, I spend a lot of time in the upstate, and there's a talk show up there. Obviously, they are Clemson homers to the nth degree.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm sure.
I was listening to it last week, and this guy, kid you not, basically had convinced himself, and I mean adamantly convinced himself, to the point the DJs were just laughing hysterically, that South Carolina was going to run the table, and it was going to be 1 versus 2, Clemson versus South Carolina and Columbia. Now, you want to see them try to burn this town down? Let something asinine like that happen.
1 versus 2?
Yeah. And he already had, he went on like 5 minutes of just how he had laid it out and did the analytics. And I'm like, man, I don't know what you're smoking, but you got the good stuff.
Look, say what you, I'm with you on the Clemson thing, but I will give Dabo a little credit. He said a couple years ago, we're going to build, and he's got all the people back, and he's not people that bought in on NIL. So I think he's got some continuity there. I think that's going to help in the ACC. That's going to help him tremendously.
That, and he did actually go to the portal and get a few. I think he got 3 people from the portal.
He filled a couple of holes,
but it was the places where he needed to fill, and he was willing to do it. And he hadn't done it in the past. But
they're still not top. They're not going to be. I just think that I could see number 3 South Carolina versus number 4. I could see a top 5 matchup in November.
Well, Cade Klubnik's going to be really good this season. I think he has the pieces around him, and we're not talking about ACC right now, but he's going to be. They're going to be.
The problem they're going to face is they have that first game of the year against LSU, and then they really probably won't play anybody worth a shit again until South Carolina.
You know what? I don't know who. I don't think they have any.
North Carolina. That's about the only thing they're going to have to run through. Maybe
Miami.
SMU. Oh,
You
got old Dingle Dong down there throwing the ball around. I mean, he's going to bury them.
You're right. They play LSU, and then it's Troy. I mean, at Georgia Tech, I don't know. Syracuse, at North Carolina.
Watch out for Georgia Tech, man. They got money, and they've been recruiting.
Oh, boy's back. Their quarterback's back too. Yeah,
they're at top. They were like a number 19 recruiting class, which is.
Oh, and he had Georgia by the balls
Georgia
last
Tech.
year.
That's good.
They should have beat them.
They had Georgia beat so many times, and
they play at Boston College.
Played Miami well.
Yeah.
SMU. I mean, SMU will be tough for them.
Nah, I'm telling you, they ain't got nobody till South Carolina.
Florida State. See, they got SMU and Florida State at home, so that's their advantage there. At Louisville, which you don't know what you're going to get there, and that's South Carolina. I don't know, man. They might not win as many as they think they're going to win.
Nah, they're going to win. They're going to win till.
But they go 10-3. If they go 9-3. They're still going to the championship because it's ACC.
Yeah.
I mean,
but who cares?
Miami's going to miss. And Miami and SMU are stepping back.
That's quarterback's back at SMU, isn't he? Ray's like, that's next week's show, damn it. Quit talking about it.
You're right. Kevin Jennings is back. Okay. All right. I don't want to get ahead of you, but yeah, we got to inch.
Man, you got the book there, dude. That's the Bible this year, okay?
I always get this.
Yeah, I might have to get
but
that.
after the first game starts, it don't do you shit after that.
Blow it up and smoke it.
Yep, it's
All right.
killing.
Hey, we've been going a long time tonight, but you know what? We haven't met together in a long time. I feel good. All right. I appreciate everyone that came out to do this show with me today. Thank you very much, there, Mountain Mama, for hosting this show. You got a picture going for us too? Oh, look at this guy right here. Do some pictures really fast. All right. So, hey, anyway, thank you all for joining us for another week of Guys at the Bar Talking
Sports.
See ya.